4 new races, 1 year. Has to be a record for IndyCar, y'all. Howdy, y'all. My name is Chuckles the Clown, and we're talking IndyCar. I mean, you know, at least where I am, I'm in the greatest city on this planet, no matter how much I hate it a lot. Indianapolis. Obviously, IndyCar is headquartered in Indianapolis. Every day I drive by all these IndyCar shops. I breathe. I do 2 things. I watch racing and I watch Pokemon stuff. And if I'm doing racing, most of the time it's IndyCar, except for playing games for now. But this is huge for IndyCar. Obviously, if you have no clue what I'm talking about, well, I would say you're living under a rock, but as of when I'm recording this, I mean, this is a few hours old news. And it's huge news. IndyCar will be racing in the capital of the United States of America. I do not have the date. That would be a good thing to look at before I record this video. Genius. It's sometime late August, I believe. I believe it's the street course finale. It's either right after Markham or right after Milwaukee 2. But unlike what I said in my short earlier, we are still having both Milwaukee races. It is an 18 race championship now. I believe it was 17 races. Or I'm just really bad at reading, and either way, I couldn't be more excited. It's a points-paying race. I would say I'm concerned for what the road conditions are in DC. Never been. But honestly, take this as you will, I don't care. IndyCar has raced on terrible roads before. Granted, nowhere near compares to roads around Indianapolis, but, you know, big metropolitan areas don't usually have the best road conditions. That's why you'll usually hear about street courses years before they are now, or like 2 years before they start running, and then the cities start to patch up the roads, fix everything up. This 6 months before the running, it's under 6 months. It's about 5 months for the city to get ready. No, 6 months, yeah. Which isn't a lot, but it should be plenty of time. Like I said, I'm curious to see how well the city can manage it. A lot of people are upset. I don't care that it makes people upset, that people aren't happy. This is a big event for our sport, the sport of IndyCar. Not only to get 4 new tracks, but you have a big partnership with Fox, which obviously they would love a chance to race in the capital. No one is hiding that fact. But it truly is amazing. And what's going to be even better is if iRacing is able to scan this track and we're going to be able to get it into the IndyCar 26 game, which as of now I haven't heard any delays. IndyCar being pushed forth into a market like this, first, sponsorships are going to be huge. I'm already expecting in the next week, 2 weeks, before the Phoenix test, I'm expecting multiple big sponsor announcements and big comebacks from sponsors, or intros from sponsors that haven't been in the sport before, joining our sport now because of this news. I don't believe that this is news, or this is an event that will hurt our sport. Granted, if it's managed poorly and the racing is awful, you might have me there. But I don't believe that IndyCar race is awful. Oh my goodness, what are we doing? You're stuck. Stop gassing it up. I will get out and push, but I have to get someone's truck back to him. It's not a good excuse. I'll have to be a better Samaritan next time. But yeah, like I said, I don't see this as an event that will hurt our sport. Obviously, it can. But at the same point, no publicity is bad publicity. You want to know what is being broadcasted everywhere right now? IndyCar. Yeah. That league that runs the Indy 500, the biggest race in the world. Yeah. Well, those cars, those drivers, you know where they're going to be racing? One of the most well-known cities in the world. Washington, D.C. Celebrating America's 250th birthday. I can almost guarantee you that the AJ Foyt American flag car will be running. I wouldn't be surprised if we got one for David Malukas too. It's going to be Freedom Fest, and don't be shocked when it happens. You know, the next step for me, bring the Freedom 100 back for Indy next. Just because it has freedom in the name. You know, just do it. I did not check the schedule. Last time I checked the IndyCar app, the schedule had not been updated to show the Washington, D.C. race. And when I made my short, it was like right as the news broke. Obviously, it took some time to get uploaded after that and everything, but still. This is crazy. You love to see it. And the championship is now broken up into 6 ovals, being Phoenix, Indianapolis, Worldwide Technology Raceway, Milwaukee, Nashville. Not in that order. Nashville and Worldwide Technology Raceway are before the 2 Milwaukee races. Which I'll address the ovals. Actually, I'll do it now. We'll do it live. I wish we had more ovals on the schedule. I wish it was closer to half. You know, maybe even an 8-5-5 breakup if we're going to stick with 18. I think 20 is the max races we can do in a season. As a league. We being IndyCar. I understand I am not IndyCar. But I'm going to speak for them. Because that's what I want to do. I think an 8-5-5 would be a decent breakdown. Maybe an 8-6-4 for street courses. But right now, the biggest events in motorsport, no matter how boring they are, the biggest new events, I should say, are all street courses. You want to know why that is? Racing is going to where the market is. You want to know who's doing a really good job out getting right up in that market? F1. Then you think for a moment, you want to know who else is adding street course after street course after street course? IndyCar. In the past few years alone, we've gone from Belle Isle, which I think technically was a street course. You know, it's an island that has like a set road course that's also works as like regular roads. We moved that from Belle Isle in Michigan to straight downtown Detroit around the Chevrolet building. Perfect. We go and race in downtown Nashville. Then that was supposed to get revisions. The Titans sort of screwed us up on that. I'm just gonna, as not being a Colts fan, I'm wearing Packers gear right now. I'm just gonna say it was because the Titans were jealous of the Colts or something. Just because it's funny. Don't make someone angry. But I wish on the oval side we would add more. We'd go back to more. I think what I want, Roger Penske, if you hear me, please buy Kentucky Speedway. A lot of the market will be the same, yes. But you know what IndyCar will get if you buy Kentucky Speedway? IndyCar will own, or IMS will own another track. Now, now you get to control dates on it. And you want to know what NASCAR is going to want to do the second you start to hit big numbers? They're going to want to swoop in. You want to know how we know? Look at Long Beach. Look at Iowa. Look at Worldwide Technology Raceway. We can go back to the 90s, 80s, 70s when the France family was begging to come to Indy. And then they finally did. They want a monopoly on the market. If you take part of the market away, they have to go through you to race there. And if you are the only sport, or if you're the major motorsport running in Kentucky for 3-4 years before NASCAR finally is like, we can't have this anymore, you know what you get? You get all those Kentucky fans or all those Tennessee fans or all those surrounding state fans that were already motorsport fans or just wanted something to cheer on. They go to IndyCar because it is there. I love the Milwaukee Mile. I don't like doubleheaders. I would have much rather had an Iowa race and a Milwaukee race. I understand that Iowa hasn't been great recently, but it can get better. And my fear is we are too quick at abandoning tracks. A couple bad races, and granted, yes, scheduling, whatever, already fell through. Stuff can change. If we are going to abandon tracks after a few bad races, do you know how quickly we will lose great venues? Is Iowa going to want IndyCar to come back once we get a new chassis, a new car? Because, if you don't like the way your car performs on our track, after a few years, you'll be gone again. You've done this before, you're going to keep on doing it. Nothing's going to stop you. And that's assuming the car stays on schedule. I would suffer through 2 bad years. 2 more bad years of Iowa. And we all know Iowa's in the market for a repave. Clearly, since they had that bottom line done. It's just a thought. And I think it'll be great for the sport if we look to that. And then closed circuit road courses are where the sport, in my opinion, viewership-wise, in person, really takes a hit. These closed circuit road courses, for the most part, are quite a distance outside of major cities. Which is why street courses have such a bigger draw. And the people that aren't going to see them live hear that city's name. They hear, for example, Chicago Street for NASCAR, and they're like, wow, I know that city. It'll be cool to see a car race down there legally. You hear Nashville, Tennessee, I need to see race cars go there. Las Vegas, I need to see them go fast around these famous buildings. And I think IndyCar is doing a great job of hitting on that market. But the one thing I will say, Markham, not a good replacement for Toronto. We haven't seen the racing. It could be 3 times better. I think that's my limit. 4 times better. Yeah, you got me. But 3 times better than Toronto. I think Toronto is still better for the sport. Because it is a major city. But now with how quickly IndyCar was to add Washington to the schedule, will we be able to see this type of pull in getting Mexico City on there for next year? Or a Brazil race? Argentina would have been excellent a few years ago, but obviously stuff has happened since then. Yeah. I'm going to leave you with those thoughts. Don't get me wrong, I was very negative. I'm negative because I love this sport. Like I said, I breathe IndyCar. I breathe anything good in this great state of Indiana. No matter how many times I'll dog on it or the weather, this is excellent. Thank you all so much for watching. If you enjoyed, please like and subscribe. Let me know your thoughts. I understand this might not get out to very many people, but I just wanted to get a video up before David land, and now that I said that, he's going to release one like 20 minutes before this drops. Thank you all. Have a good one. Bye.